Hey everybody, Guy Searle from mymac.com, from vertsharkpublishing.com, from Mac to the Future, livecast on Wednesday nights, and oh, so many other places. Guy's Daily Drive, you name it, I'm doing it someplace. What I'm going to do tonight is there's a new version of Loopback from Rogue Amoeba that just came out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the practical ways you can use Loopback to record podcasts or to capture audio from other sources and pretty much do whatever it is you want to do with it. The great thing about Loopback with the new version that they have is that it really gives you a visual feeling of where it is that you want to take your audio to all the various sources that it may want to go. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into it as soon as I can get to where I need to go here. Okay, so here's Loopback right here. And one of the first things I usually do with Loopback is I look at a lot of different microphones and I want to be able to listen to them without having to do a whole lot of setup. I mean, I basically just want to plug them into my audio interface and just jump right into it. So what I do is I have my audio interface right here. It's a 2-channel, so that you have 2 outputs, left and right channel. But the way I get around that, as far as having 2 microphones hooked up, these are all mono sources. I take my left channel, which is my first input, and I move those directly over to here. And that's channels 1 and 2 on the output. The second one, I take the channels 3 and 4. And what this does is, as you can see over here where the audio device is, when I'm speaking, there's only, let me go ahead and turn down the second one. There's only audio coming from input 1, which is this microphone right here. So I'm able to see an output here. I can adjust the volume up and down right here. I can see that it's going across 1 and 2 because what I did was from this one source, I took one little cable here. Let me delete those for just a second. So how you do this is you just basically drag a wire to or from an input to any output that you want it to go to. And so then I have an output channel, and then you can have it go to any source that you want to use to listen to it, or if there's some other program that you want to use this for, and I'll show you that in a little while. In this case, I have it sent to my built-in output, which is where I have my headphones connected, and also a secondary output where I have my AirPods connected. And I have them both turned off because it's a little distracting to be able to, I need to be able to not hear them as I'm doing this because that latency is going to kill you. So, but I do kind of the same thing. In order to hear this particular microphone, again, it's going from channel 1 of my audio interface to channels 1 and 2 on this output that I created. And then from there, I have the left channel going to the left channel of built-in output, left channel of Guy's AirPod. Same thing with the right. It's going to here and there. So that's basically a quick and easy way you can take pretty much any microphone, connect it up via Loopback, and have it so that you can listen to it very, very quickly without having to do a whole lot of setup. Now, something else you may want to do is use it to connect to a VoIP, to Skype, or to Wire, or to Discord, or one of the other various VoIPs that are out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new device here, and we're going to connect that to, there we go. We're going to call this, let's just call this channel Z, or the Z channel. Just so I'll have it there on the bottom. I don't really care what it's called because it's not going to be here for very long. So we're not going to need to pass through here, so we can just get rid of that. And to get rid of things, you hold down the Command key and then hit Delete. Highlight it, select it, hold down the Command key, and delete. So we're going to have a source. Let's put some stuff in here that we want somebody in a VoIP to hear. So let's start off, of course, with the audio interface. We're going to need that. And let's say you want them to be able to hear your iTunes collection, or you want to be able to do some sound bits through there, or pretty much, any program that you have that you want to send audio from one source to another. And that's enough for now. So what I have here is 3 different sources, and I'm going to get rid of all of these little wires, and we're going to go through this very quickly. It's really very simple, not that hard. All right, again, we're going to start with the audio interface. I'm only using this one, and if I was using both, it would be kind of the same thing. You just do it from both channels. So what this does, you can see here, it's giving me audio on both the left and right channels out to this output channel. And then for iTunes, just very quickly put that like that. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll add these 2 here. Now, let me bring over Farrago so you can see that. So here's Farrago. I'm going to stay quiet and I'm going to play something here in Farrago.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
And you may not have been able to hear it, but you could see that there was audio going through. So that's pretty simple, and so now you've got 3 different sources going to a loopback created device called Z channel. And just for grins, we are going to bring Skype over, and we're going to set Skype up so that Skype can hear these 3 channels. So here's my Skype window, and what I'm going to do is go to audio and video settings. And when that comes up, you can see it's got my camera there, and it's listening to my microphone on a different source. We're going to change that, go all the way through these. There it is. Z channel. Okay, same thing. You can see there's audio coming across my audio interface into the output channel for Z channel, and you're seeing it here under microphone. And if I bring over Farrago and I play an audio file, you will see that not only here in the loopback device under channels 1 and 2, you will see it here under microphone in Skype.
You say jolly jape, I say jolly jap, you big yank tank.
Okay, so little practical demonstration. Now you can use this same audio device for any VoIP that you want. They all pretty much use as their inputs channels 1 and 2. All right. So the next thing I want to do is I want to create an audio device that I can use for GarageBand. So we're going to start with a new audio device. And let's call this one ZGB. Just for grins, just so that I can keep track of everything that's going on here. We don't need the pass-through, so we're going to get rid of that. And first thing we're going to do is set up our sources. So, of course, we're going to want the audio interface. We're going to want, now remember, this is also so that you can record Skype calls. This is like a virtual mix minus. So we want Skype, and we're going to want Farrago. Where is it? Right there. There's Farrago. And let's throw in iTunes. Okay. So with this one now, you'll see everything that we've selected is going to here, to channels 1 and 2. And we can use this channel as an input into Skype. So if we come back here over to Skype and select audio and video settings, we're going to change this to ZGB. Okay, test, test, 1, 2. You can see there's the audio. So move that out of the way. Now, because we don't want to feed Skype's audio back into it, we come here to the Skype box and we are going to remove the input from Skype, or the output from Skype from the output channel. So now Farrago, iTunes, and my audio device are all going to oops, should have done that instead. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We can get rid of this one. They're all going to this channels 1 and 2 in this output device, which is great. However, we don't necessarily want all of these to go to our DAW in this manner. We want to record them onto separate tracks. So let's put a few more tracks here. We've got 4 devices and we've got 4 other channels. So first off, we're going to start with the microphone's audio interface, and we're going to take this to channels 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I see we got it here on channels 1 and 2. Now we also have it on channels 3 and 4. Then Skype, we want to record that as well. So we're going to take our Skype input and we're going to change that, or we're going to bring it over here to channels 5 and 6. Farrago, just for grins, we're going to move that down to 7 and 8. And iTunes, we're going to put on 9 and 10. So we've created an audio device that is on 5 different tracks. We're taking the first track, channels 1 and 2, that's going to go to Skype. So everything that we channel into 1 and 2 is going to output to Skype, because that's how we have the audio set up in Skype to listen to. And what we're also going to do is, just in case we want it, we're going to put a audio or an output here so that if we want to, we can listen to it. But again, you don't want to necessarily listen to your own voice through this because the latency is going to be a killer. We do, however, want to be able to hear Skype. So we move that to there. And we want to be able to hear Farrago. So we move this to here. And we want to be able to hear iTunes. So we also bring that up to here. Now, anything that I play through this device, I'm going to bring Farrago over again.
This is Nam Jimo. What's the message?
Not only was it playing on channels 7 and 8, which is where we have Farrago connected through, it was also playing on the built-in output. So if I had my headphones on, I'd be able to hear that. Move this out of the way. Okay, so we have our audio device set up. Channels 1 and 2 we have set up. Bring Skype over right here so that everything that we're playing here through these applications and devices is being heard through Skype. And we have all of these set up so that anything that we play through these devices is going to go across these separate tracks. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring GarageBand over. I'm going to say, yes, we're going to use that. Use. And just to be sure, we'll go to GarageBand Preferences. And output device is going to my AirPods. And the input device is going to be ZGB. That is the device that we just made. And I've got 5 different devices here. 1, 2, 3. This one is set up because it's going to 1 and 2. We're actually going to change that. We're going to change that to 3 and 4 because we don't need all of the devices that are going to 1 and 2 to be on this one track, because then what would be the point? And we'll just call this one microphone 1. Okay. Our second one, audio 2, is going to be going to 5 and 6, and that's going to be Skype. So we're going to change the name of that to Skype input. You can call it whatever you wish. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to change this to 5 and 6 so that it matches this output right here, 5 and 6 from Skype, to channels 5 and 6 in ZGB here to GarageBand. And our next one is Farrago. That's going to be on 7 and 8. So we'll just call this sound effects. Whoops. Sound effects. And we are going to change this as well. Move this up to 7 and 8. So now everything we play here is going to be recorded on this track. And our last one is iTunes, which is going to channels 9 and 10. So we'll call this one iTunes. And we will come down here and we will change this to 9 and 10. So we have our tracks are set up. And I'm going to hit record here, and what you'll see is, because I have the Skype input connected, nothing. You won't see anything at all. Test, test, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, that's not going to work. So what you have to do is, when you set these tracks up, you go to Track in GarageBand, Configure Track Header, and you have to turn on the track lock and Record Enable. Come on, there we go. Record Enable, which will give you that little red dot there. So now we come here and we hit that. And as we hit these buttons, you'll see that they light up. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay. Why isn't that one lighting up? Oh, because we don't have this one configured. We don't need that one. 9 and 10. Okay. So now, go on back. I'm going to hit record. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to keep it going. I'm going to come over here, bring Skype over. I don't know why it's doing this. There we go. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it test the audio, so that, and you'll see when I hit test audio that you'll have audio coming in through this channel right here. It's a little loud, so I'm going to turn that way down. Okay, but you can see that there is audio now coming through not only my microphone channel, but through the Skype channel. So we go to sound effects, and we're going to bring Farrago over, and we're just going to keep Skype running its little audio test there. And I'm going to hit something here.
Hit it. Gases tips.
Mostly clean.
Gases tips.
Mostly clean.
Gases tips.
It's time for
Gases
the last
tip.
one is iTunes. And as soon as I can find it over here on my other screen, I'm going to bring that one over as well. I'm going to change something here because I don't want my Skype stuff to be seen. All right. And I'm just going to hit something. It doesn't matter what I hit. And now we have audio coming across all 4 tracks, my microphone, Skype, sound effects, and iTunes. And I think that is going to about do it for today with Loopback. So just a quick review. We we looked at a way to be able to test different microphones through an audio interface very, very quickly and easily to whatever audio outputs that you want. We looked at creating a VoIP output that you can connect various devices to and have it go directly to an output channel. And we looked at how to create a loopback aggregate device that not only will allow you to send all of your associated inputs to a VoIP, but then also send them to a DAW, in this case GarageBand, so that you can record them all via, see, Skype is still going. I don't want Skype to be going anymore. There, good. Maybe. Skype is being naughty. And so this allows you to not only send all of those different devices to a VoIP across channels 1 and 2, but also to all of these other channels so that you can record them directly into the DAW of your choice. You can also, as you can see underneath each one of these, adjust your volume accordingly to, if it's too loud, if it's too soft, whatever it is that you want to do. And yeah, I think that is going to about do it for today. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate the fact that you've spent this time with me tonight here live on Facebook. I will be posting this up on YouTube if you'd like to review it at another time. And I thank you. And we shall see you as soon as I can work my way back over here. We'll see you next time. I'm going to be actually, before I go, let me tell you something. I'm going to be doing the same kind of thing, incorporating not just Loopback, but also Rogue Amoeba's Audio Hijack and a few other little tips and tricks that I've picked up over time. But all I'm going to work on for tonight, I think, is Loopback. I think that's enough for right now. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.